Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Fear the Walking Dead video. So in this one here, I want to focus on the Fear the Walking Dead trailer. I actually have another Fear the Walking Dead trailer video coming out right after this, and on that one there, I really want to focus on some other aspects of the trailer. I want to talk about Madison and her reunion with some other characters, and just like what certain storylines could be there, because, you know, obviously a lot of people have been focusing on Rick and Morgan and all of that, because it's kind of the big part of it. But I want to focus on some of that other stuff there too, right? Because that stuff is sort of, you know, it gives you more context of the story and all that. And that show's premiering in like what, 6-7 weeks or something, right? So it's very, very soon. So before going any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you want to get all my, I guess, Walking Dead universe content, because there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out this year. And I can feel the excitement. You know, the excitement for these shows is really unreal right now. And I'm happy to be at this place because I would say for the last couple of years, you know, the excitement was there for sure, but like we were just going into the Commonwealth arc and stuff like that, and we were sort of stuck in that arc for quite a while. I think the last time fans have been this excited was going into season 9, because going into season 9, you know, they were doing a time jump. We all heard about all of that, and we knew we were getting into the Whisperer arc, and that was just so exciting. And then there was the whole Rick send off, and like, how are they going to do it, this and that. Now it's really exciting. You know, this year it's all of these spinoffs, new stories, and we know Rick is coming back. We're going to get a story with Rick and Michonne and just all of that. And then with Fear the Walking Dead ending, there's the potential, well, not even potential. I know they're going to be doing that with these characters. These characters are going to get their own spinoffs, or they will appear in the other shows. Like, I can guarantee you, I do think there's going to be a Fear the Walking Dead character that shows up in Dead City. Like, I can just guarantee that. I think it makes so much sense. So obviously in the trailer, we saw Morgan return to his old house, and it was just really cool to see visually. You know, like, I haven't went back and actually rewatched episode 1, but I would like to know if, you know, some of the things are actually still in the same place. Like, that's going to be something that is definitely going to be worth watching, right? Whenever they do release the behind the scenes of filming that, right? Like, they had to have gathered a bunch of photos and videos to when they filmed that like years and years ago, right? So it's going to be really cool to see how they transform that and what they did there. I mean, the gun, definitely having that there is such a, like, I can't tell you how excited I am to actually watch this episode. Like, it really is going to feel like an extension of The Walking Dead's Days Gone By, the pilot. It's going to feel like a part 2 to that, or like I guess like more of like an extension, because Rick's not there, so it's technically not really a part 2. But going back there, having a story there, oh, let's hope it's not a dream sequence. It doesn't seem like it is though, so that's really good. Because could you imagine if it was a dream sequence? I'd be so upset about that, but I don't think it is. The show is getting a 7-year time jump, like I did mention before, and that bit of it there is really going to change the dynamic of all the characters and just who's with who, and just what the story is overall. And, you know, we saw Morgan and Madison go to Padre at the end of season 7, right? The finale. And it's been 7 years since. So has Morgan been there the entire time? Are we going to see the 7 years play out? Because it seems like, you know, there is that shot in the trailer where we do see Morgan and Madison seemingly traveling to Padre. That could be other characters, but I'm pretty sure it's just them. You know, because the shot is, first of all, a really gorgeous shot. I think this could be one of the opening shots of Fear the Walking Dead. I think this could be in the premiere. And I wonder if we'll just see the time jump in the premiere, right? Like, by the end of the episode, they're going to jump forward 7 years. And then that's just sort of where we're at that point. We'll have to wait and see. But I think it makes a lot of sense that you could do something like that. And the reason why I wanted to talk about Morgan and all this specifically in this video is, you know, touching on stuff like this in terms of Morgan's life, going back to his roots on this show, or I guess on the other show, makes me wonder really about how they're planning to end Morgan's story here. Because Morgan's introduction to the show was him running away from his problems, basically, right? He wanted to run. And Rick said, like, you can run, but, you know, the hurt, basically everything that you're experiencing is still going to be there. Like, you can't keep doing that forever. You're going to have to deal with it. And Morgan realized that eventually. I think that's where they're going here. And I do wonder if at a certain point this season, because it doesn't really seem like they have a place to stay, if Morgan is going to be going back to the Commonwealth, right? I could see that being a really strong possibility. Or not back to the Commonwealth, but back to Alexandria, which obviously now is a part of the Commonwealth, because the trailer seems to tease that Morgan's story is going to end where it began. He's not going to run away from his problems anymore, and you never know. Like there could even be a story there where he hears of Rick's capture and then he goes to rescue him or something like that. Like you never know. There could be something like that plays out. So we'll have to wait and see on that. It depends. You know, if I had to give a prediction at all, I probably would say that something with Padre is going to be connected with the Civic Republic, and that's how Morgan is going to be connected to that. I think they'll probably end the stories in a really awesome way, but I could see some characters maybe being captured by the Civic Republic and then ending up in those shows, right? Because I think that's what they want to do here. I think that's why they're ending Fear the Walking Dead. I think they want to take this CRM arc and make it like the big arc here. And so we have all of these, you know, separate spinoff shows, and every show is sort of dealing with certain aspects around that organization, right? Like Daryl, he's in France, but, you know, how did he get there? Because that's really insane, right? To actually have gone way over there. The CRM, there's been some hints at it anyways, that they have some connections in France. You know, at the end of World Beyond, we did see some of that. And then also, you know, in Dead City, they haven't really teased anything with the CRM yet, but who knows who the Croat is, who knows who all these other characters are. There could be some connections, or even if the story is separated, I mean, they're in New York City. They're very close to the CRM base. So there's going to be some sort of connection, right? There's going to be stuff like that. And I just think overall, it makes a lot of sense to really center a lot of, you know, like the big bad of the Walking Dead universe is the CRM, and just see how that sort of plays out and have different characters deal with different aspects to it. And yeah, I hope that in the future there is like this Avengers style, you know, moment where everyone comes together and then they just like defeat the CRM and then the story's over, right? That's sort of where people want it to go. And I think overall that is where they do want to go with it. It just depends on, you know, I guess Andrew Lincoln and Denai Guerrera, you know, do they want to keep going? Like if it's 6 episodes and they're filming, you know, every year and a half, I don't think it's the end of the world. I just think that they really want to end these characters' stories properly. So, you know, I don't think it's the end of the world. It really depends on the story and stuff. So for that show, I could see it being like 3 seasons, definitely. For the other characters, I mean, yeah, I could definitely see them getting a couple more seasons as well. And then we'll just have to see where they go. But obviously the first seasons here, they just want to build that up. And I've heard Gimple say that too, you know, with the first seasons of these shows, he really just wants to like set those shows up, get them going, and then they can start focusing on some other stuff. And he was actually talking about Tales of the Walking Dead season 2 as well, which he did say, by the way, he wanted to have a lot more original characters a part of that first season. So season 2, I think, will be much better than the first, because they likely are going to have original characters there, which, you know, that was the big issue with season 1, was that it was too random. It was just a little bit too much. But this trailer, honestly, is really amazing. Clear Morgan, you know, the visuals of that is just so cool to see. It's going to be awesome for him to actually step foot in there and just look at the walls and be like, wow, like I really went through all of that, right? And so my prediction overall for Morgan for this season here is I do think they're going to have that character appear in Rick and Michonne, probably a season 2 if they're going to do a season 2. And if they don't do a season 2, Morgan is going to appear in his own show. Like, this isn't going to be the end for that character. They're going to do more. People love Morgan so much. Again, that's why I think the best place for him is in Rick and Michonne. I hope they do a season 2, because to have Lenny James working with Andrew Lincoln again, I just want it. The fans want it. I know the actors want it. So I think it'd just be really awesome, and I want them to end their stories properly. Could you imagine Morgan dying in season 2 of that show? That would be crazy, right? Like, maybe they make it all the way till the end, and what if Rick dies in season 3, and that's the final season of that show? You know, just to have those 2 characters together in those final moments like that, like, I want to see that. You know, I want to see these characters interact again. And Fear the Walking Dead, you know, as much as people sometimes don't like the show, the characters are great. The characters are awesome. And I really hope that they do appear in other spinoffs and stuff. But yeah, the trailer here looked really awesome. I'm very excited for Morgan's story. I think it's going to be something that is truly, truly epic, especially as he deals with Padre and stuff. Because the thing about Padre, I mean, we don't know a lot about Padre, right? Like, we heard some stuff regarding, you know, I guess the kids and a lot of what Madison is doing and all of that. But besides that, we don't really know what they're all about. So, you know, that's what I'm going to explore in my other video on Fear the Walking Dead's trailer. I'm going to explore Padre, Madison, and just what all the other characters are doing and stuff in this post 7-year time jump. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.